And I feel like you don't see that.
You always say you want the best. So when you say that, that means that I'm not the best for Chris.
The best I want for him is him alone. It's not you included.
Your son chose me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we chose each other. This blessing is not going to make or break me.
Babe, let me talk to my mom.
I'm going to go because, like I said, this is not about me.
The teenage love affair. But listen, you ain't got the minerals, baby. Are you Maddie Lee? Listen, Little Black Book, you really know what time it is. We're here to give you guys a review. Make sure you like and you share and you subscribe, baby. So on part 4 now, we're talking about Chris and Fiancé. And just gonna follow on from the shopping experience, really. When they got into the car and the Jeep, the mom said instantly, Fiancé, I don't hate you.
Fiancé, you know my heart, I don't hate you. But that attitude, we have to talk for things to work out.
I know.
That's not nice, disrespect.
But for him, he kind of feels like you've been saying that for a long time.
What's the sense that we were here?
And you know what? I heard her and I don't believe you. Yeah, because I think Fiancé thought the same thing. You know what? You're talking, but bruv, let's see some action. I think talk is very, very cheap. When people say stuff, it's very, very cheap. Let's see some action. Let's see that you put that into place. And show me that you don't hate me. Do you know what I'm saying? And even the sister chimed in a little bit. And I think for me, I was like, sister, Yadeen, keep quiet over there. Keep quiet. Yadeen, yeah, chasso, like me, stop it. Like, Yadeen means keep quiet, Chasso means just cut it. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep quiet. So for me, it's like, the moment she said we're starting by having a conversation, it's like, but you started off the conversation with a point which we don't need to discuss a point on. And I think that's frustrating people. Do you know what I'm saying? So yes, we're in need of a discussion. I think, there's a way there was a need for that open spectrum of conversation. I feel like, at the time when it was presented, what she presented to her son and Fiancé, I think it was like we've heard this all before. So if you've heard it all before, you don't want to hear you start it again on that point. Bring something fresh and new as to why you're not giving us a blessing. And I think Fiancé, just tried to kind of step in there a little bit, and she looked uncomfortable, and I know why, because you're in the middle of, the sister and the mom, there's nobody supporting you, it's like everybody's against you, and I can understand that, you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and, it's like who's backing you, in a sense, you're going on this trip. So I totally understand. And the uncle said, obviously, while they were shopping, you know what, he said to Chris, you know what, Chris, we need to fix you first, and then that will fix your mum. Your mum's got a problem with your attitude. And it's like, you know what, I've said this from the last 3 videos. Fixing you often doesn't always fix the other person. Do you get what I'm saying? The person that's got issues, they need to deal with the issues. That's the truth. Nobody's saying anybody's perfect, but we're saying you've got issues. Deal with the issue, And I feel like, him trying to get Chris to change would only further put Chris in a certain place. But I agree that maybe there's a better way to able to address the situation. I think the first time he addressed it, like in the house anyway, he was frustrated, and I can understand the frustration. We later on see that he addresses it in a more calmer manner, and guess what? We get the same result. So it doesn't matter how he addresses it, he's still getting the same result. Changing you doesn't change them. So what he does need to do though is say, I'm not going to be concerned about your blessing, whether you're saying yes or no, but I am going to drive forward with this. I believe that's what God has said to me, and I'm going to drive that home. Like I said, Abraham didn't wait for his father's blessing. He said, God has told him to move, and he moved. Simple as. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wait. He didn't stick around. He said, I've got to go. Magan. Also, when he got to the shop, I realised that the mum, began to lighten up. She did a little, the dance that you have to do. And, she... spoke about the culture dresses, and even Fiancé even knew a little bit of the culture dressing and stuff.
Please let me know if you need anything.
Let's look around.
Okay.
Something that I will show you is Adua. The people that dances Adua. Adua. The Adua, you go like this, kinky, and you always have to show to your butt. You have to shake it.
Go down.
Go down.
So I really appreciate that, and I think. For me, I think once this was the first time I saw the humane side of the mum coming through in a sense of, or so I say the loving side of the mum, to say, you know what, yes, it's my culture. And I feel like she was wanting her son to marry somebody who culturally would have been closer to home. Because what we have in America, especially diaspora, is you guys have this American black, and then American African American, and then you have your African. So there's a distinct difference. You understand? Like I said when I said earlier on about the son, Chris, the way he stood and did this, and was coming at his mum, was distinctly American and not African. In African, you couldn't do that. So I think with the mum, I think her face began to light up when she began to talk about the African dress, etc., etc. So I saw that she wanted a daughter who's going to be closer to home. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why she mentioned, oh, you should have said something when my son was moving mad. Because culturally, that's what we do. When the son is moving mad or the daughter's moving mad, the partner should come and say sorry on behalf of. That's how we normally do.
When he was disrespecting me, the first thing that you came out to the room should have been, oh, ma, I'm sorry, or that. But you couldn't tell him to say that.
I don't understand why you feel that I need to tell Chris how to be, how to think, what to say. I cannot do that.
Chris is his own man. He was wrong.
I did tell him he was wrong. And if Chris is going to apologize, he needs to do it on his own terms and on his own timing. It's not up to me. And then you blame me when he does things like that.
Because I know that you are more mature.
Two things. But on this case, because she didn't know that, because she's not culturally indoctrinated into that, she's not going to know that. Do you know what I'm saying? And like she said, it's not my place to come and tell you what someone say sorry for Chris. It's not. It's Chris's place as your son to come and tell you sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, bro. Also, as well, I think, Fiancé mentioned, and I think this is where, for me, I really got frustrated with the mum. Fiancé mentioned, you know what?
Hate me. Like, I was sick a couple of weeks ago. Something happened, and you didn't even call. Like, when you were sick, I called you. I wanted to come to see you.
But whatever
and you didn't even want me to come. So you have to understand my side on how I feel, and you don't see it. You just see, like, your side. You don't see how I feel and how I'm being pushed out and how I'm being rejected at every moment.
So now, is it about the attitude? No. Is it about his attitude? I'm being stern because I think a lot of women and men, as parents, do this. You conflate the issue. Tell us the truth. What is spinning your wig? What's really spinning your wig? And as children as well, we've got to be able to get to that place where we can ask those serious questions. Mum, Dad, what is spinning your wig that you're not approving of this marriage? What's really spinning your wig? Because the mum's out here saying, mum saying she didn't want her to come round, etc., etc. So that's not the attitude of Chris. And then when Fiancé is ill, she doesn't even mention anything. And and the mum was embarrassed. Yes, she was embarrassed because you knew this is not the Christian thing to do. Bear in mind that you say go to church. This was not the Christian thing to do. Do you get it? So you've let your attitude spill over to how you behave towards your daughter-in-law, potential daughter-in-law. Do you get it? And you're out here crying wolf that other people are not treating you right. They're the disrespect of your son. So the disrespect of your son, should you now disrespect the wife, the future wife? Should you now ignore the future wife? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is you. That's the truth. So, for me, it's looking at it and it's looking at the why question. Again, this channel's all about, we talk about why. Why is she acting the way she's acting? And she has to come clean with, how she really feels towards her son. Is that, I've made you my co-equal in the sense of my husband, almost. Like, I've made you to be a father of the household. And so, therefore, I don't want to see you move and leave. You know what I'm saying? So if we get that honesty, then people actually fully understand where you're coming from. But when you don't be honest, you act out and people don't know why you're acting the way you're acting. And that's why we all said about, that's why everyone was saying about the mum. Like, even at the end, they were like, yo, you've calmed down now. Why? Because, fam, truth of the nature is, fam, we didn't know why you were pissed off in the first place. You know your parents, innit? That they know they got it wrong, innit? And they come and apologize. It's like, I'm sorry, But it's a prideful of sorry. It's like, it's not a humble one.
I didn't call you. I'm sorry for that.
With everything happening, like, I'm under a lot of stress.
Not like the way you come and say sorry to them. Not the way that you say it, bro. No. They say it like, fam, I don't want to say sorry because, fam, to be honest, I'm the parent here. That's how kind of apology that came out of Chris's mom's mouth. And I was like, yo, gee. You see, pride, what it does to you, it removes you, man. Pain and hurt, what it does to you, it removes you. When we listen to our emotions over the spirit, it always removes us. Because what the emotions will do are feeding into the flesh, and what the flesh wants is stuff that's not good for you. Do you get me?
If Chris was going to allow his mom to control our relationship by withholding a blessing and say that, listen, I can't move forward unless she releases this blessing, I would definitely have to walk away from the relationship.
Felicia mentioned as well, like, you know what, if, you know, you can't sort this out, Chris, and you can't get on top of this, you know what, then I can't see myself in this marriage long term. And absolutely right, she has every right to say that, because, you know, nobody wants another mother impeding upon their relationship, because that's another voice. I've always said, it's like, you know what, there's different types of snakes in the world, and snakes represent voices necessarily that are not good for you. And sometimes there's anaconda voices. Anaconda voices are big boy snake voices. They come, they get involved, and they just really mash up your relationship because they have that presence to do so. And a mother is like a snake anaconda. Not saying she is one, but just like that. Like, her presence right now in that relationship is huge. You know what I'm saying? Huge. And I don't think, in fact, I know Felicia doesn't want that overbearing over her. You know what I mean? Because she feels like she does a good job. She doesn't need to learn how to look after her son. She has a daughter, a child already. She knows how to look after the child. She can look after her son, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because Chris's face after she said that was like, whoa.
Would definitely have to walk away from the relationship.
Almost like he came to his senses, like, whoa, you're being real. You know, like, what you're saying is deep, what you're saying is real, like, what you're saying is a level, bro. Like, you mean it. Like, you mean that you would leave this relationship because of what my mom's doing. And ting, ting, ting in your brain, light bulb cells are going. Why? Because you realise this, do you know what, fam, can't allow that to run, man. I love this girl, can't allow it to run. And sometimes people need a wake-up call. Sometimes people need a wake-up call, a steep slap wake-up call. You know what I'm saying, in relationships. And sometimes we need to get to that place. You know, the Bible even talks about how God even terrifies us with dreams so that, you know what, like, it's almost like it shakes you from your foundation, innit? So that you can come to your senses almost. It's like, yo, whoa, bro. And sometimes that's why we go through tests. It's like God's trying to shake us up. Like, bro, wake up. Like, you're too comfortable. Place no confidence in the flesh.
Since the atmosphere was off.
Sorry, I think I didn't turn up the oven. Okay, let's see how she acts tomorrow when she gets some sleep tonight.
Okay.
And then obviously when they're on the table, you know, and they're eating, it's mad because the mum leaves the table early. And I was like, bro, like, again, this attitude that you're talking about, he must have learned it from you. You're saying you want this attitude, but fam, like, you're not bringing that same maturity. And I think he mentions that later on when he talks to Tracy in day 2. He talks about how his mum's not bringing that maturity, and in fact, it caused a disrespect. It's a big disrespect for the mum to leave the way she left that table. Big disrespect, big boy disrespect. And if you want respect, you are gonna get ready to give it out, man. I'll keep saying the scripture: honor thy father and mother, but do not provoke your children to that point. Why are you provoking them? It's mad. He mentioned on the couch talking to Tracy, you know what, his mum needs to mature, you know, and it's not what he expects from a mum. He expects his mum to be able to trust him and be able to make decisions for himself.
That was where the frustration came from. Hearing her say the same thing she's been saying all these years. Was like, are you serious? Like,
do you feel like there's some deep down real reason that she is unwilling to say out loud that is the reason she won't give the blessing?
we need to figure out what her problem is, because no matter what, I'm not responsible for that. You're choosing to be like that. I'm asking for you to be an adult and be mature and say, hey, you know, I love my son. And if that makes you happy, I support that. That's the kind of mother I wish I had.
That will actually benefit his life. And, you know, Tracy made it clear that, look, do you know what, you've got to say that to her. That's something you've got to tell her. And, you know, he makes jokes saying, obviously, look, my mum will kill me. And he's right. I mean, African children, we know how it is. Like, we know there's certain boundaries we can't go past.
It's her level of development, her level of maturity that she's unable to let you go.
I don't want to die, because if I tell my mom, if I tell my mom she's immature,
Okay.
I could die.
Why, she's gonna kill you?
She might.
And I think that's a beautiful thing, especially as Africans. I think that's a beautiful thing that we have that boundary where we can always say that my mum will beat me. Nah, I can't run like that. And sometimes that fear just stops us from doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stops us from doing stupid stuff. So I really appreciate that sometimes. You know what I mean? Even with my parents, I look at it and I go, there's some things that my parents, you know what, fam, I would never do just because I know my parents will finish me. You know what I'm saying? For instance, when you're at school, I couldn't get rude to teachers like that. Some people, they get rude like that. I'm like, bro, they call my parents, I'm finished, cuz. But I'm talking about black and blue. You know what I'm saying? So I don't always, I think it's not a bad thing. It's just that, fam, there has to be a balance to it as well. And that kind of just shows again that he respects his mum. That he's not trying to finish his mum. He just wants his mum to understand that he loves the girl who's residing. You know, and I think even Tracy even mentioned it. They were sitting closer together than before. because that unity came about from the last night. You know, he can finally see her point to the fullest, and he even admits it. You know what? I've not been good. I've not been defending you. I've not been backing you. And you know what? I need to do that more. You know, and he realized that, and that's what I'm saying. That you know, someone like that's why the uncle said you got a teachable spirit. Do you know how buff that is? Do you know what I'm saying? And that woman must be so happy that she got a man that is teachable, that he's not set in his ways. That you know what? It's like, you know what? I need to learn.
One thing that I like so much about you is your teachable spirit, your humble spirit. You can do anything with somebody have a humble spirit. Within these 3 days, I've pushed you because I wanted you to earn the blessing. You listened, and therefore you've earned a blessing.
I'll end it on this video. He came to talk to his mom at the table with Falasha, you know, and he mentioned, obviously, you know what, like, Mom, coming to you as a man, just want to let you know, listen, I appreciate you. You've been like a mom and a dad to me, you know, just giving that reverence and respect like he should. And then, you know, Falasha kind of chimes in and says, obviously, about, you know, that mom's obviously saying that she doesn't feel like she's the best.
See that?
You always say you want the best. So when you say that, that means that I'm not the best for Chris.
The best I want for him is him alone. It's not you included.
Your son chose me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we chose each other. This blessing is not going to make or break me.
Babe, let me talk to my mom.
I'm going to go because, like I said, this is not about me.
And, you know, Falasha's like, you know, you're basically saying that I'm not good enough for your son. And basically the mum says, yes, you're not. So now, deep it. What's the attitude? It's not the attitude. It's all to do with the mum. All to do with her energies off. All to do with her energies off. Her energies off. So for me, I don't rate that. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't rate that at all. As a mum, you got to be able to step back and say, look, do you know what? I'm impeding on my son's happiness right here. And he said that, you know what? If you would be happy for me, you'd respect my decision, kind of thing. So, you know, the mum has to learn that lesson. You know, it's going to be late, but she'll learn that lesson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was a major thing. I think that particular last scene really got me because I feel like it just showed where the mum head was at in terms of not letting go and not even seeing that she's blinded by her own agenda and her own pride, I guess, in a sense, to keep her son in that same position. And that's what pride will do to you. Pride will do that to you, that you miss a lot of things. The Bible says pride cometh before a fall. You know, but before you fall, that pride has taken over, that complacency. So in that particular case, I saw that thing differently, you know what I'm saying? And I saw how he had to defend his wife and defend himself. And that's the first time he's properly stand up to his mum. And do you know what? A lot of guys need to see that video and see that, you know, I need to stand up to my mum. It's not about being a mama's boy, it's about time standing up to be a calmer man, make a decision. It says the mum said on condition. And I was like, on condition?
Last but not the least.
Never the least.
Never the least.
The queen.
I haven't done it yet. If I give you my blessings, you have to let the arrogance go and the pride. The notion that you have that I'm a bad person.
I don't.
Today, we're going to bury all things. We're going to go into this journey together.
So what does that mean?
Not yet. So now that I'm able to meet all of you, I finally know that my son is going to be in a safe place. I will give you my blessings on condition. On condition. If I see you talking to me the way I don't like, you disrespect me and all that, I can take my blessing. I can take it back. You know that I can take it back. So for now, you have my blessings.
That his attitude stays the same. Are you dumb? Okay, mum, let me take that back because I got a mum who's got you know, to respect. But you're moving mad, fam. What do you mean on condition that his attitude? No, I'm not on any condition. Give me the blessing or don't give me the blessing. You can't put me on condition. I'm not a child anymore. I am not a child. The Bible says I used to be a child. I used to say childish things, and now I'm a man. I do manly things. Like, bro, it gets to a point where you mature. And fam, what are you giving me conditions for? You know what I mean? That was mad for me. I just felt to myself, that's so much disrespect for your son. And so much disrespect. And it's all about power for you. It's all about make sure you keep that power. And it's a shame, really. Mums, please don't give conditional blessings for marriage. What kind of nonsense is that? If it's conditional, it's a no already. Yeah, because you're expecting it to fail. That's why you're giving a condition. So yeah, but guys, listen, little black book, you know what time it is. 4-part feature downfield. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you leaning gay?